he started speaking like really hard words that really make me emotional. And he told me, your brother is really young, so you're going to be my heir for, for a period of time. And when your brother is grown and he's a big boy, he's a big man, and can really care for his family, you will hand over that to him. I just felt like, what? Every person that you see has got a story to tell. Everyone has something that they have gone through in their lives. And when we listen to those stories, we get encouraged, we get motivated. We know that I'm not alone, I'm not the first. You know, in this video, I just felt like talking to you guys about my dad, like how I lost my dad at my young age, being a firstborn in my mother's house. Everything was just hard. Just know that story. Every time I think about it, it makes me so emotional. Like I don't even feel like talking about it. But yet I have to talk about it so that someone can get encouraged, motivated, and can get to know that God is still there and He can help us through everything that we go through in life. Now, my dad died in 2008, and that was when I was about 13 years. And it was one of the hardest things that we could ever, go through in life. Um, Before that, we had lived a good life. Like we weren't having like this too much money, but my dad and my mom really loved themselves. They cared for us. Before my mother got pregnant, she took 5 good years without a child after marriage, and that was really a hard one. But really, God blessed them with a beautiful girl, and that was me after 5 years of waiting. And I just came into the family as a blessing. My dad was really happy to see me. They had told him to marry. I get that story from my mom. I wasn't there. They told him, to marry another woman, but he really loved my mom. And so they waited, and really God blessed them with a beautiful princess who is right here speaking with you. And so after that, they had joy in their lives. My dad wasn't educated, neither was my mom. So they were just this, humble backgrounds. And God really blessed them. My sister came in, the one who follows me. We got a brother as well who later died at an age of around 2 to 3 years. And from there we got another sister. From there we had a brother. So altogether we were 6 children. One died and we are 5. So we are 4 girls and 1 boy. And so life was really good. We were studying in those, primary schools like any other child would be. My father was always there hustling day and night to see that we really survived. But at some time, I was in, I think, primary 7 here in Uganda. I don't know how in other countries you grade your things, but I was in primary 7 and my dad fell sick. When he fell sick, he got a strange disease that was really so bad, and they took him to the hospital, did everything, tried to save his life. He stayed sick for almost maybe 5 months because he got sick when I just started my P7, and after the first term in the holidays, he really got so sick that I wouldn't be able to go to school. Life was really hard. We didn't have enough money. We didn't have enough land. We didn't have people, that life. And we only survived by God's grace, we could, go out, dig, plant this, dig for people, do this, and we lived. And so when he fell sick, they tried taking him to the hospital, transfuse the blood, do this, that. But I think he was really very sick. At that time, I really didn't understand anything like what my father was really going through. But I would see him losing weight, I would see him, getting sick, and it really bothered me so much. My father loved me really so much. Like, so much. I can't say he didn't love my other siblings, he did, but me, like the way they told me how I came into their lives, I was just a blessing to him. Like he really loved and treasured me so much. And so he would tell me his things, he would tell me his secrets, he would tell me everything. And so when he was sick, he would call me and be like, my daughter, come. And so we go and chat. He tells me, life is not easy. Anytime I can die. And I'll be like, yeah, why are you talking that? You're not going to die. Like anyone wouldn't want their parents to die. I would encourage him, and he would tell me, prepare this for me. When he was sick, he really loved pork, like pork. And so he would send me to go and buy, come and cook. I give him, like all my heart was at peace every time I was around him. And that affected my going to school. We couldn't pay fees. There was no money. All the money was for treating my father. My younger sisters and brother were really young because my brother was just like 7 months. It was just a little baby. My mom also was hustling, to take dad to the hospital. And life was really hard. So I didn't really enjoy going to school in the second term when I was in P7. And after like 6 months, my dad got really sick, really sick. And I remember he called me one day. My mom had gone to the garden with all my siblings. I was at home alone with dad. And he was really sick. He couldn't even stand or even go out. And so he called me in the house and he was like, just go and make for me G-nuts. I want to speak with you. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I rushed. We had G-nuts in the house, or made them and went and roasted them. After roasting them, I brought them to him and he started eating. Like he was really sick. When he started eating, he talked things that really scared me at that point. He told me, my life is going. I feel I can't really live any longer. I am really sick. I don't know whether I'll make it. And I was like, Dad, you're going to make it. God loves you so much. And I started talking, but he was like, you don't understand what I'm meaning. I can feel it within me that I am going to die. And so he kept quiet for about 30 minutes. He was just looking at me like this. Remember, my mom is not around. My siblings, no one is around. We are just two of us. My dad is just stuck like he's looking at me, not saying anything. And so I was like, what do I do? Should I run and call my grandma? There was no phone at that time. We didn't have any phone in our home. My mom didn't have, my dad didn't have. There was no form of communication apart from me running to go and call someone. And so I was like, what do I add on? And after some time, so he started speaking and he said, when I die, I said, I don't want to listen to such things. When I die, I want you to tell your mom these words because she may find when I'm normal. I said, no. Like in my small head, I would never believe he can die. And so he told me that he really loved like he had a white trouser and something like which was like a sweater. He loved those clothes really so much. And so he told me, these are the clothes that I want to wear when I'm dead. Like when you're going to bury me, I want you to tell your mom these are the clothes that I want. Lisa was like, Dad, I just put the clothes far away. Like he was so discouraged and so scared. But he was really bad off. As he was speaking, you would see that life is really going. And so he said, come closer. I was like, I'm just close. I'm just here. He felt like he was not seeing me. And so he started speaking like really hard words that really make me emotional. He said, you know what? I have tried my best. You are in P7. My other sibling was like in P3. My others were not even in school. So he told me like, I know your mom may not have money, to take you to the best schools that you would want, to help you maybe go to the university, but anything that she's going to manage, please appreciate her, honor her, love her so much. Whatever she can afford to feed you with, just embrace that. And when he was speaking those words, I was just crying. I was like, I had a lot of dreams, like to make my father proud. I wanted to be a doctor when I was young. I wanted, like, when my father stands and looks at me, he will say, well done, my daughter, because he really supported me when I was in school. He always gave me everything that I needed. Like, if they want books, he will give you. If they want this, he will give you. So I just saw the big world becoming just small like this. So he's continued to say that if you reach a day and you cannot afford a meal, just go in your house and tell God. Your mom may not be able, to provide everything, like everything that other children have, because all the money is spent in the hospital. I have not left riches for her. I have not left money. I haven't left anything on earth for her. Even this house that you have is just weak. But I want you to love your mom. I want you to love and care about your mom. I want you to respect her. And he told me, your brother is really young, so you're going to be my heir for a period of time. And when your brother is grown and he's a big boy, he's a big man, and can really care for his family, you will hand over that to him. I just felt like, what? Told him that you're not going to die. So he told me, I want you to love your sisters. Hold each other's hand, because this world is not easy. And so he was like, I may not even reach tomorrow. So I was like, Dad, that was really so challenging. I stood, I don't know, I'll share with you my photo when I was 13 with my mom. We took a photo, I still have it. I was just a young girl, so I just stood there, looked at him, cried, and I said, I wish my mom was around. Maybe, everyone was not around. And as he was speaking, it started to rain. Rain came, and very heavy rain. My mom had just reached home. She was outside, like trying to organize things, trying, to put things together. And my dad held my hand and he breathed his last in my eyes. I was seeing him, like that memory is one of the hardest and baddest memory that I have in my head that I do not even want to think about. And so as I screamed, Mom, Mom, like I saw Mom coming, the rain was too much, no one would even come around. And I heard my dad, he died. I thought he's still alive, like he was still alive. I would just see him alive. I wouldn't believe my dad was gone. And so I sat on his bed and cried. When my mom saw, as an adult, for her, I know in her, she knew that maybe my dad was really sick. So we started crying. We started crying, until the rain stopped and people started coming around. But I will never forget the time my dad spoke to me when we were two. He told me, love your sisters, love them, hold each other's hand. I don't want to see division. It's not my wish to see my children divided. Of course, he was not going to see us after his death. He can't see us right now. But trust me, we have kept his word. After my dad's death, everything, like everything, it was a start of sorrow, a start of pain, the onset of every other hard life that you can ever imagine. When we buried him, relatives would come around and, try to promise that, but they didn't fulfill their promises. And so my mom was left alone. I continued with P7, I did my PLE, but I was just in denial, in depression, in agony, in pain. Sometimes we could not even afford food at home. In the next part of this video, I will share with you my journey, like how I have made it to where I am, how my mom has struggled single-handedly to raise 5 of us, and we are all mature. Please, if you haven't yet subscribe so that you will not miss this video. Thank you for watching. I just pray you find something in this video.